Hello and welcome everyone to episode 10 of the Irish Whip podcast. I'm your host Ben, accompanied as always by my co-host Darren.
Yeah.
This is going to be our Wrestlemania and NXT review show. 4 out of 10. Wrap it up there. See you next week, everyone.
See you later. So I was saying I'm going to start off by doing the review for High Spots.
Yeah.
We are not being paid for it.
No.
Just in case people think we would, because it's a wrestling thing.
I think if anything, we're down money on this podcast.
Yeah, you said that last week. But yeah, I bought the High Spots network. And it's nice. It was really easy to sign up to it. The only problem I had was the password. I can't remember how I put the password in, but I've got one of those. I've got a password vault thing.
Yeah.
But it's good. You get a bunch of shit for it. There's 100 shoots. It's got some nice ones. There's Iron Sheik is in there. I haven't watched a lot of it. I picked it up this week and I've been doing other stuff, but I watched a lot of Kevin Steen show with Chuck Taylor, and I watched these 2-part with the Young Bucks, which were both really good. The Chuck Taylor one's probably the best of the two. There's a Roddy Piper
shoot
interview. It's 5 hours long.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
I started watching it 2 days ago and I haven't finished it yet.
Sort of like WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, you get it's some Ring of Honor. No, not Ring of Honor. PWG. A lot of PWG shows are on it.
CZW.
Yeah, I think you mostly get pay-per-views with CZW, but I didn't check CZW to see.
Okay.
My biggest selling point is that you get to see the CM Punk Homicide Falls Count Anywhere match.
The shouting at stripper.
Yeah, the match where they go into the strip club in Full Impact Pro Wrestling.
Isn't that a strip club come bowling alley?
From what I saw, it was just a strip club.
Okay. But
they just go out into the street and start fighting each other.
I'm misremembering it then.
Yeah. You get... I mostly just watch PWG matches. There's a nice 4-hour best of Daniel Bryan, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched that all of that yet. I think there's some British promotions in it as well. Like
ICW?
There might be. I remember seeing 1 or 2 British promotions. There's a lot of American promotions.
Yeah.
I know Mid-South Wrestling is there. There's some old school shoots, which I haven't really watched. They're the ones that came out back in the 90s with Kevin Nash and shit. What else was in there that I've seen?
Have you watched the Freight Train documentary?
No. There's a bunch of documentaries. There's 6 documentaries. But I haven't watched any of them yet because I'm going through the shoots before I go through anything else. And I was saying to you, it's pretty good value. Because I looked up those shoot interviews. If you wanted a DVD of that, which was the only way you could pick it up before, it's 20 quid for one. You pay a tenner and you get everything, which is really good. That's pretty much it. It's good. I don't know how long I'd keep watching it. Yeah. Because some of the I'd watch a bunch of PWG matches, but I'm mostly there to watch the shoot interviews than I am anything else. It's good if people like indie wrestling.
Pick it up for a month and see how it goes.
Yeah, because it's only a tenner basically for a month, and you can just watch everything as quick as you can. Yeah,
I might pick it up myself.
Yeah, it's good. So that's the review.
So you recommend it?
Yes, as it is now. It's still a bit bare bones. Yeah. I don't know how long it's been up for. Because I only found it by accident looking for the Chuck Taylor, Kevin Owens
show.
Yeah, I was trying to find that, a DVD or some sort of download of it. Yeah. And then I found the network by accident, so I have no idea how long it's actually been up for. And it's a little bit bare bones at times, but the quality is pretty good. And matches are good. It's PWG. You're going to get what you put in for it.
Speaking of indie wrestling, should we talk about Jeff Jarrett's cash for gold scheme?
Yeah.
I don't know. He wants us to buy gold from him or something?
So Global Force Wrestling is now a pyramid scheme.
Yes. This sounds like an Always Sunny episode.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Start a wrestling promotion, turn it into like a gold.
Yeah, a gold selling scheme.
Yeah.
There's a video online. It's very weird. Also, MVP has been released from Lucha Underground for really weird reasons.
For a podcast.
He did a podcast with Katrina.
Yeah.
Is Mil Muertes his manager?
Yeah.
I think it was her, and she revealed that their character is like 100 years old or something, and he was fired for revealing spoilers, basically.
Yeah. Stuff that they've basically told you.
Yeah, but they did MVP did a video explaining it all, and was pretty stand up about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave Meltzer tweeted out that they're angry at Katrina for spoiling it, apparently.
Yeah.
She said she's like 130 years old or something like that, and they got mad at her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what you want, lads. Please don't turn into Vince McMahon. Please.
Well, I'd say like spoilers matter more for them than anything
but
else.
It's not a spoiler. We already know she's a witch.
Yeah.
She has supernatural powers.
I say they're waiting for her to do like a transformation, and they're worried that like because we know that she's immortal.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, I suppose we should get into WrestleMania review.
We go into WrestleMania or NXT first? We ended on a down note or a high note?
I guess we'll start with WrestleMania.
Yeah. We'll go with the better last.
Yeah. Pre-show, we had Kalisto
matches no one cared about.
Yeah. Kalisto
apparently no one saw because they were all queuing outside.
Yeah, we should talk about that they weren't letting people into the fucking stadium.
Yeah. It
was a real shit show.
Yeah, apparently it was like some people had like 2 hours queue.
Yeah, no, there was like
Total Biscuit said it was like 2 hours to get into the queue, to get into the arena.
Yeah.
And I remember Matt from Two Best Friends Play also said it took him about an hour and a half to get in. By the time Tall Biscuit got in, the ladder match was done. The match he says he had paid to see.
That was like more than 2 hours, because they started letting people in half an hour before the Ryback Kalisto match started. It's like you could see this. There was no one in the stadium when they were having their match,
and there were people passing out and having seizures and everything in the queue to get in.
It was fucking disgraceful from what I've heard. There was only there was 6 entrances to the building, and there was like 1 entrance that had their shit together.
Yeah.
And were actually getting people in.
And like the only reason people got in was because the guards came and told them to fucking let people in.
The police had to come and threaten the people who worked at the stadium, basically.
Yeah. What a shit show.
Yeah.
That's like tainted my idea of going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
From listening to that.
I was like, no thanks.
Out of the idea that could be every WrestleMania.
Mm.
And just because this is more of a social media age now, we've only found out how much of a shit show it is.
Like, I haven't heard of this from previous WrestleManias. But like, yes, someone done fucked up at the AT&T Stadium.
Everyone fucked up.
And there was the whole thing about them not letting people bring in bottles of water.
Yeah.
So like they'd be standing around like dehydrated, waiting to get in for like hours.
Yeah, in the Texas heat.
Yeah.
Not allowed to get any water.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, the pre-show, Kalisto versus Ryback. Kalisto won.
Oh, did he? I didn't care about this match, so I didn't watch it.
I think you had Kalisto to win our prediction show, and I had Ryback. But I don't care.
Yeah, no one cares.
Because neither of them were on Raw the next night.
Nope. And the 10 Divas tag team.
Yeah, the Total Divas team won. And that was apparently Bree's last match.
Apparently a pretty good match from what we had expected to be a shit show.
It was about as good as a 10-minute 10 Diva tag match can be.
Yeah.
So,
isn't saying much.
I don't have any complaints. I
didn't watch it because it was negatives. The pre-show.
Bree did a nice yes lock to end the match.
Mm. Yeah, Daniel Bryan was saying that it was better than anything he's ever done.
That was...
What cock?
He was kind. It's not true though. It's a nice thing to say. It was probably the nicest thing that Bree's ever done. Yeah. Don't care.
That leads into the actual WrestleMania.
Yeah, we had the ladder match.
With it started with a ridiculous 5-minute retrospective shit. It was ridiculous. But then we got into my favourite match of the night, I'd say.
Ladder match?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably my second favourite.
I'd say it was my favourite.
It was good. There's some nice stuff in it. The polka dot ladder.
Yeah. So Stardust came out completely in Dusty Rhodes memorabilia gear.
Yeah.
His tights had polka dots on it and the ladder was polka dotted that he used. It's pretty good. Everyone was on top form for that match.
Yeah, Sin Cara didn't botch anything.
Yeah, which is
that's amazing.
You should give him a bonus for that. And he did some pretty amazing things.
He did
amazing things. He did pretty good things, but
amazing for Sin Cara standards.
Yeah, pretty much stuff we'd seen Shel Benjamin do.
Yeah,
but still nice to see Sin Cara do stuff and not botch.
Yeah, it's always nice. But this match was just Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, it should have just been Owens and Zayn.
Because I can't remember anyone doing anything else. I don't remember Dolph Ziggler doing a single thing in this match.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens had the spotlight of the whole ladder match.
Taking rough bumps.
Yeah, fucking.
It's getting plowed through the ladders.
And after saying 2 days ago fighting against Nakamura, it's amazing the bumps he still took on Mania. So he took a senton onto a ladder. Yeah, a back. I think it's
backdrop.
I call it a senton.
The ladder was set up on the second or bottom rope.
On the most dangerous rope.
And Zayn crashed into that, and that did not give it all. Owens got
Did you see that Did you see that retrospective of when Kevin Owens did that to El Generico?
No.
Sami Zayn's mentor.
Yeah, actually I've seen that.
In their last ladder match. They haven't missed the beats.
No. The spot where Zayn does the dive through the ladder, through the ropes,
that was
onto
pretty
all the guys,
sweet.
And then hits his tornado through the ropes DDT.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Owens hit a nasty.
Sami Zayn was there to steal the show.
Yeah,
definitely.
Owens hit a nasty. I think it was either on Miz or Ryder, but he hit a weird suplex that ended with a shoulder breaker onto his knee.
Yeah. It might have been the Miz.
I think it was the Miz. And either Zayn...
Ben sheds a tear.
Single tear. And after this amazing show by Zayn and Owens, Zack Ryder wins the match.
Yeah. We should say as well, Sami Zayn hit a back suplex to Kevin Owens onto the ladder.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like it was prepared.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens got fucking destroyed.
Yeah, both of them took the worst bumps of that match.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Sin Cara did the dive from the ladder onto Stardust.
Yeah.
Who was positioned on a ladder.
The problem with the ladder match, my only problem was that most everyone had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Ziggler was in that match, wasn't he?
Yes.
We even mentioned him at all.
That's because I don't think he did anything.
We barely even mentioned The Miz.
Yeah.
We've barely even mentioned Zack Ryder.
It was Kevin Owens and Zayn's match.
Yeah, and it should have been.
Yeah.
It should have just been the two of them. That's like my only complaint with the match. It was still like probably the best match of the night, but it should have just been Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a ladder match.
Yeah.
I would have lost my mind watching that because those two have like perfected ladder matches.
And the problem with these ladder matches is they do this match every year.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same match.
Yeah. It's a big spot fest.
Yeah, for like 7 guys.
Yeah.
And like we've seen all the spots that WWE will let them do.
Yeah.
Or that they're willing to do. Like I don't want them to hurt themselves, but I've seen...
The only difference in the ladder match was Sami Zayn, really. Sami Zayn's moves were stuff that I hadn't seen really done before.
Yeah, but like you've seen like the DDT, you've seen like someone diving through the ropes on a bunch of guys.
Yeah, but his one was pretty impressive doing it through the ladder. Because that's an extra...
It's an extra something.
That's an extra like foot.
Yeah.
For you to do this front flip.
But like WWE's ladder matches have gotten stale.
Yeah.
Like this was probably, if I'd never seen a ladder match before, this probably would have been match of the night for me.
Yeah.
But I've seen this match. I saw this match last year.
It's no Shelton Benjamin ladder match. Shelton Benjamin pulled off some amazing shit in ladder matches. Like the run up.
Yeah.
The prone ladder. Is still the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I saw this match last year. I saw it like the year before that and the year before that. And then they have the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is the same thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I liked it though. I'd say it was my favourite of the night. Yeah,
like I'm ragging on it a bit, but it was a good match. It's just seen the match too many times.
What was on after that? Yeah, so Zack Ryder won. His daddy came out and celebrated with him.
Yeah.
His dad is ripped.
His dad is
more ripped than he is.
Surprised they haven't signed his dad.
And tried to put a hat on him. And
Ryder was having none of it.
Yeah. So, I was okay with it.
Yeah,
I was a bit shocked at the start when Ryder won because I was like, what?
I don't have any problem with Ryder winning, but like...
It should have been Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens.
Especially
with Raw afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about Raw. Next night on Raw, basically Zack Ryder loses in a dark match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
So next night on Raw, Ryder loses the title to The Miz, and The Miz is a new Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. Makes no sense.
Yep.
And like, you're a big Miz mark.
Listen, I was happy to see The Miz get his...
It makes no sense. Why give Zack Ryder the title and just take it away from him?
Yeah, it's just like...
Especially when Ryder is the person people want.
Yeah.
Like, people were shocked at Mania, but they got into it really quick because they love Zack Ryder. And like, what I want to see is a SmackDown between Mrs. Dad
and Maurice.
No, Mrs. Dad and Ryder's dad. Because remember, like last year they had Mrs. Dad.
Yeah.
In a few of the promos.
He's a weird look.
His dad dude. Was more over than Miz was.
Like, I don't see why you just didn't have Miz win.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it was...
Because like this is how their feud is going to go. They're going to feud until whatever the next pay-per-view is.
Backlash.
No, it's Payback these days. And Miz, they'll fight to like a 20-minute double count out, and the next day Zack Ryder will be future endeavored.
This isn't Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler.
That's what's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Zack Ryder won't be with the company in like 2 months' time.
We'll try and leave Raw until after Mania. We'll do Mania, then Raw after Mania, then NXT.
Yeah.
Because some of the
as
things...
best we can.
Yeah, some of the things lead into... And some of the things we can't like properly explain without ruining endings to certain matches. What was on after the ladder match?
AJ versus Jericho.
Yeah, is the worst, I think, of the lot of their matches.
I thought their first match was the worst that they did. This was, again, another okay match.
Yeah.
Kind of expected more.
It was okay, but like, yeah, could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
They were some nice little spots.
I like the AJ doing the dive to outside and Jericho drop kicking him in the midair.
Yeah,
that was cool.
AJ finally hit a Styles Clash that I couldn't remember. I can't remember him hitting it before.
He said he hit it on Jericho in like their Fastlane match, and Jericho kicked out of it.
Well, that would explain.
And he hit it on Curtis Axel on the SmackDown as well.
That would also explain.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't care about protecting the Styles Clash.
Yeah. So Styles lost.
Yep.
Made no sense.
Oh yeah.
Especially considering you're not continuing the feud.
Especially considering what happened on Raw.
Yeah, which we'll get into later
we'll get to that.
It makes no sense.
No, it's stupid. Stupid. Now they're both 2-2 against each other.
Yeah. It's an alright match. Not much to say about it.
Cause
it was pretty much every other match, just a little bit downgraded, I think.
It's just stupid.
What was that?
Which is the theme of this show.
Yeah. What was after that?
After that,
New Day versus League.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I messaged you on Steam saying, "What the fuck is WWE doing?"
Oh yeah, like towards the end of the Jericho Styles match, they brought out like the New Day's giant cereal box, so the fans were all just looking at that.
Yeah, I remember some wrestling podcasts I follow just put up pictures, and they were like, "I can't watch the match anymore because the big cereal box is out here." So New Day got like, there wasn't many big entrances like we were hoping for.
No,
there was like one.
It was New Day's and Triple H's.
And New Day's wasn't really that big. It was big to watch it on camera, but when you were there, I heard what like how they did it, and it just sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So like, New Day came out in a big box of Booty All cereals that tipped over, and they came falling out. Yeah. But apparently, watching it, there's a big hole in the back, and they just kind of ran in. Yeah.
There was like a hole in the middle of the stage, and they just climbed up through that.
And then New Day came out dressed in Saiyan gear. Yeah. My favourite part was when they came out in the Saiyan gear and the camera goes over to Team 4-Star holding up a Dragon Ball sign.
I like how Michael Cole was explaining what Dragon Ball Z to the folks at home.
Which is hilarious to hear, because he couldn't say Vegeta properly.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Xavier Woods must be Vegeta.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's like, yeah, he's hip, he's cool with the kids.
So their entrance was pretty good. It was funny enough.
And the League of Nations topped it by kicking around the boot heels. Rusev comes out and he just boots one of these boot heels down the ring.
Rusev is so good. Like, I love Rusev. But I led into her match, and I can't remember anything from that match.
Completely forgettable.
Yeah, it was just, and like, New Day lost.
Yep.
No reason.
It wasn't for the titles. Non-title match.
Yeah. Didn't lose.
Yeah.
It was probably like, I'd say maybe third worst match of the night.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's why I'd count it as third worst, because I can remember the last two worst matches.
I don't remember anything from the match, so I don't think the match itself was offensive to me in any way. Wrong team won.
Yeah.
And then there was the aftermatch stuff where the League beat down the New Day, and then they get on the mic and the four of them say, no 3-man team can beat the four of us.
I brought this up to you because we had a Mania party after Mania, and Ben got blackout drunk. And
this is just the thought of watching WrestleMania again,
and missed all of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he stayed.
I watched virtually all. I stayed until like the Bailey Asuka match, and then it was like, nope, I'm checking out. See you later.
And so like, it's just terrible.
Yeah. So League like no 3-man team can beat us.
Who do you think's going to come out? Is it going to be Balor Club, who've been teased? Nope. It's the famous tag team of Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Mick Foley.
Yep. That 3-man powerhouse.
That famous trio tags team.
that ran roughshod through the WWF's 3-man tag division of the Attitude Era.
Yeah. and they just beat the shit out of him.
Beat the shit out of the league.
I really hated the celebrity wrestling spots this year.
Yeah.
I really hated them.
Just the legend stuff.
Yeah, I hated it.
It's because
it's no shocker. It's like, oh, it's Stone Cold. He's been here the last 3 Manias.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Shawn Michaels. He's been here since he retired.
It's Foley. He's always around.
Yeah, we'll get into the other celebrity guest later on. Because I'm just angrier about his appearance than I am Foley, Mankind, and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shaq.
Yeah.
We'll get to you, buddy.
Don't think you're free of this.
Like, the league got beat down, then the New Day got beat down.
Yeah.
It was the stupidest.
Well, not all of League, just Woods.
New Day.
Yeah, it was just Woods who got stunnered. The other lads didn't get anything.
No, they just kept
hobbled dancing
to the back.
Yeah, they just kept dancing with Michaels and Mick Foley.
Oh no, they bailed.
Did they?
Yeah, it was just Foley, Michaels,
I could have sworn,
and Mick and Austin who were standing triumphant at the end of the match that they weren't in.
The one thing I thought was hilarious though was watching Austin dance for a few seconds.
Yeah. I mean, WWE just showed how much they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, the way I'd have done it, and have League win, or have New Day win, and then the 4 League guys come in and beat them down afterwards.
Yeah.
And then have the legends come in and make the save.
And do it as a run-in.
Yeah.
Don't have them all come in for their own music.
Yeah, you can have them like sitting around.
Or at least have them walk out one by one, but not to the fucking ring. To have them all come out like one after another with quick succession.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
No.
I don't think I'm the only one. The only people I saw on Twitter freaking out about were like marks for those wrestlers.
Yeah.
And like, I love Foley. He's like the first wrestler I properly fell in love with watching wrestle. But I just couldn't care.
Yeah. It's just like you took the hottest act that you have on every week and you jobbed them out to the League of Nations, the most pathetic act.
Yeah, and then 3 no jobbers.
and 3 guys who see you next year, lads.
Yeah.
For the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
After that, we should point out at this point, we're like 3 matches in.
Yeah.
The Andre the Giant Battle Royale hasn't started.
No. Andre was
the second last match.
Well, technically it was the third last match, but
we'll get into that.
Yeah. I think after that was Dean versus Brock.
It could have been.
I can look it up, but do you want to give us a rundown on Dean and Brock?
So if it was Dean and Brock, it was terrible.
Oh yeah. It
was probably a tie for the worst match of the night.
Let me see.
We
completely missed the Usos versus the Dudleys.
We're just going
to skip it. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. No one cares. Dudleys were face basically because they brought out the table. That's pretty much all we'll say about the match.
Yep. It doesn't matter because next night on Raw.
Yeah. So was it Dean Ambrose versus Lesnar afterwards?
Yeah, it was Ambrose versus Lesnar.
So that was probably a tie for the worst match of the night.
Yep.
And everyone had high hopes for it because Ambrose used to be a hardcore wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be a pretty big. I think he was a pretty big namesake in CZW.
Yep.
Which is basically ECW but worse.
Yeah.
Worse being in the fact that they really don't care about their wrestlers' well-being. Have you seen CZW?
I've seen bits of it, yeah.
Have you seen the owner of CZW suplex brain busting a guy off of a 2-story building through like 7 tables?
And he misses
the tables.
Yeah.
And like it's ridiculous. So like there's high hopes for this match because Ambrose was a pretty well accomplished hardcore wrestler.
All throughout this, people were talking about like this is the match that can make Ambrose.
Yeah.
He got the rub from like Mick Foley and Terry Funk, and then we had the match.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And like I explained this to you, that like there was no blood, and there was barely any weapons.
Yep.
And you were saying like, oh, they didn't want them injured, but I was saying
they shouldn't have booked this hardcore street fight match.
I don't care if it's a hardcore match. They should beat the shit out of each other. It's like no one can tell me that they are worried about the guy's well-being in a hardcore match. They shouldn't be. That's why it's called a hardcore match.
If you're worried about a guy's well-being, don't put him in a match with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. And so Ambrose, the night the go home show the Rock came out with a little wheelbarrow.
Little red wagon.
Yeah, full of weapons. Didn't come out with that
no wagon to be seen on this show.
Yeah. There were some stupid spots, like Ambrose pulling out the chainsaw, revving it twice, and just...
Oh no, trying to start... Well, like, he forgot to put petrol in it.
Yeah, he just left it there.
Yeah.
Who put the chainsaw under the ring? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, like...
Because the general idea in my mind is that the stuff under the ring is the leftovers for setting up the stage.
Yeah.
You know?
Who needs a chainsaw to set up?
Yeah, like that's like in kayfabe, that's what I think is like the stuff under the ring is like leftover seats.
Yeah.
And like leftover equipment for setting up stuff. Like the kendo stick, don't know why the kendo stick's down there, but like I can
but like if there was a pipe under there. Yeah. Yeah, or a wrench or something like that. Like
that's the general thing in my mind. So in kayfabe, Ambrose snuck down to the ring
when no one was watching
and put the chainsaw and the barbed wire baseball bat under there.
Why didn't he just come to the ring with the chainsaw? It's a street fight. The ref can't take away a chainsaw from him.
And like no ref should be able to take. You shouldn't try and take away a chainsaw from a guy anyway.
No, he's stupid.
So that was like the worst spot. Ambrose takes out the chainsaw, revs it twice, and he just leaves it there to get pummeled by Lesnar.
Doesn't Rev tries to start it twice and then fails and just like drops it.
Yeah, and then just to get like speared by Brock, I think it was. And then they pull out a bunch of chairs, throw him into the ring.
Like the Terry Funk.
Except not good.
Yeah.
Then Ambrose pulled out... No, Ambrose did like a suplex to Lesnar or something and completely missed the chairs.
Oh no, Lesnar was... I think he was going to hit an F5 and Dean reversed into a DDT.
And missed the chairs.
Yeah. And then Lesnar tried to suplex Ambrose onto the chairs and threw Ambrose over and went onto the chairs himself.
Yeah. And then Ambrose took out the barbed wire baseball bat.
He licked it. He dropped it.
Yeah.
That was it.
He went really slowly to swing it at Lesnar. Missed him by like a mile. And then the ref got rid of the...
Yeah.
It's terrible. Apparently Dean Ambrose had a lot of ideas for the match that WWE just weren't letting him do. And I imagine if they let him do some of his ideas, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah. And it was like a 12-minute match? 13 minutes?
Yeah. Shit. Who won?
Lesnar.
Yep.
We expected Lesnar to win, but like Dean took...
There wasn't even like a thing for Dean afterwards.
Dean took 13 suplexes and one F5.
Yeah.
Like, that's not very different from what someone takes at a house show that Lesnar's at. So
the match is no different from like the Beast in the East match.
Yeah, like the Luke Harper match that he had on Roadblock.
Yeah. I
think Harper looked stronger than Dean did.
Yeah.
Like, Harper at least got a 2 count in at one stage. Yeah. And got some of his shit in. Whereas, like, Dean just got pummeled, laid out, and looked like a geek.
Yeah. So what's next?
Next, I think, is the women's title.
Yeah. So it's now the women's title. Lita went out. It was Lita, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I had it muted. I didn't care. Yeah, they had they came out and announced the new women's title. Looks like the heavyweight title, just colour differences in the two. Yeah, the belt is red and the white and a white leather strap and like a red inside. Yeah, where the W is. Where it's usually black on the heavyweight title. Yeah. So at least they're getting rid of the old terrible belt. I like this more than the Divas title. Yeah. I think it's
For me, I think it's too close to the world heavyweight.
Yeah, but that's what it's supposed to be.
I know. I get the idea
Yeah.
that it's the women's world title.
Yeah. It's supposed to kind of look like the heavyweight title.
But for me, it's just too close.
I have no problem with it. So the Divas match is probably the best match of the night.
It was my favourite match of the night.
Yeah. It'd be my second favourite. I still like the ladders match.
So,
I liked the ladders match because it didn't have a stupid finish.
Yeah.
I was saying to you, the women's match
had a stupid finish.
Yeah,
had the one finish that we didn't want.
And because of the stupid finish, it dropped down like 3 stars in my mind. So there was some really nice like spots in it.
We should talk about the entrances.
Yeah.
First we had Becky come out and she was wearing a hat and her hat fell off. And she was like, I'm not picking that up. Just walked to the ring. Next we had Sasha, introduced by Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg brought her to the ring wearing a bathrobe. But he was wearing a bathrobe, wasn't he?
I can't remember.
I'm fairly sure Snoop Dogg was wearing a bathrobe. And Snoop disappeared.
Yeah.
And then we had Charlotte, who had
Ric Flair's entrance.
Yeah.
Came out in like a Ric Flair robe, reminiscent of like one of his like WrestleMania robes.
His last WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And there was like pyro.
Becky got pyro as well.
Becky got her steam stuff. And Sasha got a fuck ton of confetti.
Yeah.
And like you could see like there was about 24 guys just trying to sweep as much of this shit up as possible.
A Zack Ryder.
Yeah, this good match. There was a couple of botched things. Charlotte hit like a great moonsault
to the outside.
Yeah.
Becky did a suicide dive
onto Flair.
Yeah. And Flair just rolled over.
Sasha nearly killed herself, basically pile drove herself.
Yeah.
It was like, Jesus, that could have ended badly. There was Sasha hitting like the frog splash out of nowhere.
Yeah. Which is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice frog splash. I think Seth Rollins is the best though.
Yeah. Overall it was a good match.
Yeah. Except the end.
Yeah, finish was Becky. Charlotte has Becky in the figure 8.
Yeah.
And Sasha's gonna run in and try and break it up, and Flair just grabs her.
Yep.
He's like, no, you're not getting in there.
Yeah.
Not breaking up this hold.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm supposed to believe that Sasha can be overpowered by this 80-year-old retired Ric Flair by grabbing her leg. That's it.
Yeah.
He must have been learning from Jerry Lawler.
Jesus. Yeah. I think Sasha should have won. Just with like her entrance and shit. They made her out to look like a star.
Yeah.
And considering...
Well, see, the thing I had was once they announced the new women's title, I knew immediately Charlotte was going to win.
Yeah.
Because Flair was like one of the first champions as well. They were obviously going to do like a thing with that.
Yeah.
In essence, like a reminiscence of when Flair first won the title.
Yeah, they want a Flair to be the first champion.
Yeah.
I think it was the wrong choice, but it's the one wrong choice on the show that I'm most okay with.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, because it looks like they might have a plan going forward.
Yeah, because by this point, like everyone had assumed was going to win has lost at this point.
Yeah. Oh, and did you see like the night after on Raw, Becky had like a fucking black eye,
a huge shiner.
Overall, good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably had the best match on the show from like a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
That and the ladder match were the 2 best matches on the show.
Yeah. So what does that lead us into?
I think that leads us to the Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
It was okay.
It went too long.
Yeah. Taker was like gassed within like 5 minutes. There's a lot of weird shit that happens in it. So Shane appears, comes out with his children.
I thought they were. Little people.
Hornswoggle and Segredo Dilgrass.
Yeah, I thought it was like. I was like, wait, why is he? Oh no, they're children.
Hey kids, I'm gonna kill myself tonight. Come watch. Shane comes out and he has McMahon dollars showering the ring. And then Taker's entrance happens. And I was explaining to Ben
how long Taker's entrance was.
So when Taker came out, I went to the bathroom. I brushed my teeth. I came back. He was still entering. I left to take some pills. Came back. He was still entering. I left to get a glass of water. I came back and he had literally just entered the cell.
You're a grand old.
Yeah. Like, I could have done so much stuff.
We could have filled an entire podcast.
Yeah. In his entrance.
Yeah.
He didn't have a big entrance like I was hoping. Then the match started. Some really weird spots.
Yeah.
Like Shane gets a bolt cutter and cuts the cage.
That was the weirdest thing.
Because there's a door.
Yeah.
Like over there. Why did you cut this? And like it was obviously so they could do the spot of Taker spearing him through the.
Why would you not just pre-cut that? Why
Yeah.
would you just weaken that panel beforehand?
Yeah, because they've done it before.
Yeah. Like
A bunch of times.
literally Taker and Edge did the exact same spot.
Yeah. Like it made no sense to me. Like
why they would use the bolt cutters.
Like I try my best to watch matches in kayfabe. And when it brings me out of it, it's terrible.
Like, what was Shane's plan?
Yeah. What was he going to do? Was he going to kick the gate open and just walk out? Because he could have done that to the door across.
Like, where was he going?
Yeah.
Because he didn't try and bust down the wall after that. He just kind of wandered off and then got chucked through it.
Yeah. It made no sense. Then they had like a little bit of a schmoz outside.
We should bring up the coast to coast.
Yeah.
Shocked Shane's still able to do that.
Yeah.
Probably not after this match.
Well, he didn't get as far as usual. He was maybe 2 feet off.
Taker had to hold the can up a little bit.
And it fucking fell and go straight into Taker's legs.
Yep. Like this match was just like
I thought it was hilarious that Shane still dresses
the same way
in the same wrestling gear he used to wrestle in. I thought that was pretty funny.
The baseball shirt.
Yeah. So they have is there anything else that happened?
No, this match was just a build up to that one spot.
Yeah, brought out the stairs, choke slam onto the stairs, didn't get the pin, have a little fight onto the table.
Shane
Did Taker take the table apart? I think he did.
Yeah. And then they go up onto the platform and Shane gets a sleeper in.
Yeah.
And Taker just like dives through the table.
Yeah. That was pretty nice. It's a pretty nice spot. It's crazy to see Taker doing spots like that still.
Yeah.
But it was nice. They didn't properly land it. They landed like on their sides.
Yeah.
But it was good.
The big spot was Shane lays Taker out at the other announce table and climbs to the top of the cell and elbow drops off.
Yeah.
That was a big fucking fall.
It was, but my problem was that you could see the airbag in the table.
Yeah. You could see it when he landed. It just kind of...
Yeah, you can see the airbag that he lands on. That was my big problem.
Like, you don't want him to kill himself.
No.
Don't want to Mick Foley this.
But it's Hell in a Cell. I don't care. It's the same as the hardcore match.
Yeah.
It's Hell in a Cell. You can't outdo Mick Foley.
Yeah.
So, like...
Came close. That's the closest anyone's ever... Like, that's the first time anyone's gone off the top since Rikishi.
I don't know. Since Foley, they've prepared for, like, those spots.
Yeah.
So, like, no matter what they do, it's not going to hurt as much as when Foley did it.
Yeah, because
like,
they didn't even clear the monitors off that table.
Yeah,
when
like when they fall, if there's ever a spot where they fall through the cage again, they've prepared that spot. It's not the same as Mick Foley. Like, none of these things hurt as much as when Foley did it.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't care. Hurt yourself a bit. It's Hell in a Cell. It's like the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
When the chamber is vanilla, it's boring.
I hate chamber matches. They always end up fucked.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't care. Hell in a Cell. Kill each other.
So Shane dives off.
like do the Brock Lesnar Undertaker.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that was brutal.
They didn't get outside the cell at all.
Yeah, and it was fucking brutality watching
it's
that.
probably like...
It's the same as when Triple H and Undertaker fought with Shawn Michaels as the special referee. That was like a pretty brutal match to watch as well. This one just wasn't.
Yeah. Shane dives off, Taker moves out of the way, and Taker drags him back into the ring.
Yeah. Tombstone for the pin. Shane does like a keep on giving it to me spot. Taker just tombstones him.
Well, Taker like pats him on the face.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to lie down and just let Shane pin him at that stage.
That's what everyone has been expecting.
And then Taker just tombstones him.
Yeah. Turns out Taker, he just wants to win.
Taker wins. They send down like a caddy with stretcher for Shane.
Yeah.
And bring him out. I don't think the match, it was good to watch once. I don't think it has much rewatch value.
No, it doesn't have the rewatch value most other Hell in a Cell matches have.
Overall, though, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it that one time.
I probably will never watch it again.
No, probably not. I'd watched the Brock Lesnar Undertaker Hell in a Cell before.
Yeah, I've seen that like 4 times. It was a good match.
So they're stretching Shane out and he gives the crowd a thumbs up.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Next match was...
Is the Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the Andre the Giant Battle Royale happens.
Yeah.
Do you know what really confused me? The anagram for that battle.
The armbar?
Yeah.
Andre Rusimov Memorial.
Oh, I didn't realize they used like his last name for it.
Yeah, that's his last name.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea why it was called an armbar.
There you go.
Like I like the last week I've been sitting there looking at that anagram, trying to figure out for the life of me where the R comes from. And I thought the R came from the R in Andre.
Nope. I just blew your mind.
Yeah, like I've been trying to figure out for the longest time now why it has the R in there.
So there we go.
Yeah. You learn something new. So this was really weird.
Yeah.
This is obviously here to calm people down after the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, and it did its job.
Yeah, it was really stupid.
It was stupid.
How long was it?
Only like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of jobbers go to the ring, and then we had their surprise, our main event entrances, like the Big Show and the Social Outcast.
So some of the people in that, I don't think we can we name off everyone? Is it listed there?
No.
Okay, so we'll just try and guess.
It doesn't matter. Like, we had the Social Outcasts, Damien Sandow, Fandango, all the people you don't see on Raw.
Yeah, but Baron Corbin appeared.
Baron Corbin from NXT was one of the surprise guys. We had Shaq, DDP, and Tatanka.
Yeah. Speaking of guys who don't appear on Raw.
Yep. But yeah, it was just like a throwaway thing.
There are some funny spots in it, like Shaq being taller than the Big Show.
Yeah.
How did Mark Henry get eliminated?
I think the Social Outcasts teamed up on him.
I like stopped watching at that point. I will not stopped watching, but I looked away for a few minutes and he was gone, and the Social Outcasts were were doing their victory run.
Yeah. I should say during the Big Show's entrance, I was watching with Dane, and Big Show's music.
Oh yeah.
Big Show's music hits, and Dane turns to me and he's like,
"Explain who Dane is."
Dane is my housemate,
who
has been starting to watch wrestling again since the Royal Rumble. He turns to be, he's been watching for like back when we were kids, but started watching properly since Royal Rumble. And he turns to me and he says, oh, it's the big it's the big bad show tonight. And they're like, what did you think it was? And he says, I thought you said it's the big fat show. And he just had a really self-depreciating theme song. I fucking lost. And then he reminded me of the next night and nearly killed me.
Yeah, when you were fucking destroyed trying to eat pasta.
It's the big I don't know why it's so funny.
I think it's because Dane's been watching it as long as we have and hasn't picked it up.
It's like 15 years you did tell us the big fat show. Anyway.
So what were some of the spots that they had in this match? We had like a stare down between Sandow.
Yeah, a stare down between Shaq and Big Show, and Sandow runs in.
Yeah.
Or no, Fandango runs in first.
Yeah.
And he Fandangos for a couple of minutes and gets thrown out by both of them.
Yeah, good luck to you.
Then Sandow runs in and...
Yeah, because what they did was the big guy stayed in the ring and the smaller guys left the ring and they'd all come in one by one.
Yeah, they all went out under like the bottom or second ropes.
Yeah.
And Shaq and Big Show were the only ones in the ring.
And then they slowly kind of fed themselves back in.
And eventually this led to Show and Shaq both like doing like the choke slam spot on each other.
Yeah.
And then everyone ran in and dumped them all at once.
Yeah. So like that was the only real spot. When did DDP get eliminated? I didn't even notice him getting eliminated.
Like about 5 seconds after he hit a diamond cutter.
Yeah.
I don't really remember what happened after that.
Yeah, Corbin won.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it came down to like was it Mark Henry and Kane? I don't know.
I think it could have been.
Kane was like the last person eliminated. Kane and whoever were having like a stare down, and Kane chucked whoever it was over, maybe Tatanka.
Maybe.
And then Corbin runs up from behind and dumps Kane over.
Yeah, and wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of that match. It's nice that a new guy got pushed for the match instead of just giving it. But like, I would have preferred Mark Henry win. Give him some win before he leaves, because his days are numbered.
After that, we got our semi-main event: Eric Rowan versus The Rock.
Yeah, so The Rock comes out in a really bad entrance.
Oh, do you want to do like the before the match? Or?
Yeah.
I thought we'd just do the match.
Oh no. Our review of the match is going to be longer than the match.
Yeah. It's already like twice as long.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was...
Rock comes out and announces that they've beaten attendance records.
Oh, you've skipped over a lot there, fella. There was the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Yeah. And
then The Rock comes out and he's got a big like paper sign with the words Rock written on it by the side. So he goes backstage and he comes out with a t-shirt gun looking thing. Yeah. But it's a flamethrower. Yeah. And he just starts blowing flames and he writes and he shoots his name and his name is on fire. Then he makes his way down to the ring.
It was supposed to be cool.
Yeah. And he's walking through like the 40 Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And he gets to the ring and he announces the number of people that are there, which was a lie.
Yeah.
Apparently they did like 94,000.
Yeah.
They announced 101,700.
Yeah, something.
Bollocks, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So they broke their legit record. Yeah. But they still lied about it.
They broke their fake record as well. Yeah. They legitimately broke their fake record.
Yeah.
So Rock is going on, doing Rock stuff.
Doing the promo he's been doing every Mania the last like 4 years.
And then,
talking about rock babies and Geodudes and
then we get the bloop 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 and the Wyatts come out.
Yeah.
And they make their way down to the ring. And they shit. This is the part that makes me like the angriest.
Yeah.
The Wyatts had like this was their segment on Mania, like a unadvertised, unplanned, like they.
So Wyatt is cutting a promo, and as he's cutting the promo, I immediately get worried The Rock is going to do some terrible comedy on him.
Yep.
Which he does.
Yep.
But not to Bray.
To be fair, he kept it on the...
He bigs up Bray.
Yeah.
But he breaks down Strowman and Rowan.
Yeah.
Calling them incest family and stuff.
Yeah, saying that like Eric Rowan's parents are related.
Yeah. Very shit stuff.
What do you expect? Like, you expect them to insult him that way, but yeah. Anyway, this leads to a match, The Rock versus any one of the Wyatts. So it could be a match with The Rock versus Bray Wyatt,
yep.
a match versus Braun Strowman, or a match versus Eric Rowan. And they chose Eric Rowan,
yep.
the star of the Wyatt family. Also, Luke Harper wasn't there because he's injured.
I should say, I told this to Ben, but at this point, I was going to tweet out,
yeah,
I wish I was Chris Benoit's children so I wouldn't have to watch this promo. And I stand by that statement.
Who? So anyway, Rock rips off his top and his pants and he's in his wrestling gear.
Yeah.
And they get a ref in, ring the bell. Rock hits a rock bottom, 1, 2, 3, match over in 7 seconds.
Yep.
Then the Wyatts do like Rowan bails outside and no-sells it and hops back on the ropes.
Yeah.
And just when it looks like the Wyatts are going to have a moment that might do something for him, just them beating down the Rock. Durr, 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 blah, blah, durr.
Out comes the boy John Cena.
Yep.
Your favourite wallpaper.
Yep. I get John Cena and The Rock and John Cena, who were best friends, beat down the Wyatts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
He's stuck in like
the shit zone.
He's stuck in like Daniel Bryan's shit zone now.
Yeah.
Like his grandfather died.
Yeah, his Blackjack Mulligan died on Tuesday.
Yeah. So we're probably not going to see Bray Wyatt for maybe a week or two now.
Yeah.
We're not going to see Bo probably as well for a bit. He's just in a shit fucking spot right now.
Just imagine for a second if The Rock had done his shtick and the bloop bloop hits and the Wyatts are just there and Rock takes out Eric Rowan, Rock sends Braun Strowman back and then Bray hits the Sister Abigail on Rock and leaves him lying.
That would have been so much better.
Just imagine what that would do for Bray Wyatt.
Because people want Bray Wyatt to be a face now.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah. But, like, that would have catapulted him to the moon.
Yeah.
Laying out The Rock.
Even if Cena came out.
Yeah, even if Cena came out to make a save.
And still gets a Sister Abigail for his troubles as well.
Even if, like, he doesn't have to lay Cena out, but if he laid The Rock out, then Cena comes out to make the save to, like, even it up a bit, and they just have the Wyatts
evacuate the ring.
Evacuate and just, like, do a stare down thing.
Yeah.
And lead to a feud between him and Cena, maybe.
Oh, yeah, after how well the last one went.
Yeah, nix that actually. But like, yeah.
Well, they did nix any idea of that the next night.
But like, they just made the Wyatts look like fools again.
So terrible.
Yeah.
I think Falcon Arrow put it best. Have you seen that?
Vince thinks he's made the next Undertaker, but he's actually made the next Papa Shango.
Yeah. Which is true currently with the way he's jobbing out the people.
Yeah. To like everyone.
Yeah.
This led to our main event. Reigns. So we get.
So the funny part of this match
we get
is when Reigns entered.
Yeah, they turned down the house mics.
And you can hear the microphones get turned down.
So it's WrestleMania, so what do we need? 20-minute authority promo.
Yeah.
Jesus, that went on forever.
I didn't listen to it. I watched people kicking dogs instead.
Yeah, I think I went to the bathroom and came back and she was still talking. I was like, for fuck's sake.
Stephanie McMahon dressed as Sheryl Crow.
Just, I don't know what the fuck she was dressed as. Like a stupid 90s thing.
Yeah.
And then we had Triple H come out to like a nothing entrance.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, we thought he was going to use Sympathy for the Devil.
Which was the apparent... sponsored song? Not sponsored song.
It was one of the official WrestleMania songs, and it never was used.
They used like Flow Rider instead.
Yeah.
It's terrible. This match was terrible. The whole thing was terrible.
Yeah, match was also like half an hour. It went on way too long. And it was just like a punchy, kicky match.
There was no point in the match where it felt legitimate that Roman Reigns was going to lose.
Yeah.
Like last year against Brock Lesnar, that felt like he wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
Because it was Brock Lesnar. Triple H is nothing.
Mm. Like last year we had intrigue because we didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah.
A shit show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
We just announced the winner.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns.
It was Roman.
Lol.
Yeah.
Shame on you for thinking otherwise.
Roman won. Went over clean. There was nothing interesting about it.
Yeah.
I don't.
The most interesting part was how when Reigns won, there was like 3 seconds of cheers. And followed by immediate silence. I'm
not sure. Like, I think that I don't know, but it sounded to me like they might have piped in those cheers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked
because like there was just silence after the match. Yeah. Like I don't care. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Let's just move on to Raw.
So Mania rating, we've put it on our drinking list where it is above a 10 because Ben blacked out the second time at the thought of having to see WrestleMania.
So yeah, it was a
and we should say as well, after Mania you sat here for 2 hours
and I watched NXT Takeover, and then like as the Takeover main event was happening I was like, no, I'm done.
Yeah,
I passed out.
That's how bad Mania was. It was terrible.
I was just like, there's no way I'm sitting through this 6-hour shit show again. See you later, lads.
So let's just do a brief like Raw. So Vince came out. So
next night on Raw, Authority is nowhere to be seen. Undertaker is rumored to be retiring, and Shane is in control of Raw.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck this show. Fuck you for watching. Fuck you for caring.
Shane came out with a terribly fake black eye.
Yeah. Considering it was on his cheek.
Yeah. And he never got punched in the face.
Yeah.
Just
Vince put Shane in control of Raw for the night.
Next week Dr. Phil's supposed to appear.
Yep.
Boy, remember when Seinfeld appeared? Remember how great that promo was between the Bellas?
No, I wasn't watching, and I'm glad. Let's just run through the highlights.
Yeah. There's a few highlights. Raw was pretty good, even though it nixed most of what should have happened after.
Yep. We had...
Zack Ryder came out, lost the title to The Miz.
Yep.
Which is going to lead to like a feud between the two. Which I've heard like their SmackDown match was really good.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, most people online have been saying that the SmackDown match is actually shockingly good for what you would expect out of The Miz and Zack Ryder.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to watch Raw anymore. I'm just going to watch SmackDown and anything important I'll just see like on SmackDown.
So afterwards, New Day came out.
Nothing
happened really that I can remember.
New Day won. They got their win back.
Yep.
League of Nations.
This time it was for the titles.
Who cares? This time, after the match, the League jobbed out Barrett, and then the Wyatts came out, and the Wyatts and the League of Nations are feuding now.
Yeah, and so the Wyatts are face now.
Yep. I don't know.
Then Roman Reigns came out to thunderous boos.
Yeah. And then he cut the promo of a lifetime. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. Yeah. But I'm the guy.
Did you see that Kevin...
That was a decent promo.
Did you see though that Kevin Owens did that promo in an interview like 2 nights before?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, with What Culture.
Okay.
He does like a sit-down interview with What Culture.
So they robbed it from
Kevin Owens. And says that exact line. He says, I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy, but I'm the guy.
So we had a segment where...
So what we should say is that from what we've heard... Well, what I've heard anyway. Roman Reigns as the champion, he's going to act like a dickhead off camera.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. He's going to be a face, but a dickhead face.
He's going to be a tweener.
Yeah.
Like that was the most tweener promo.
So he comes...
Like there's no way you can have someone that you're trying to push as a face come out and say, I'm not a bad guy, and get thunderously booed.
Yeah. So he was saying that like he's going to challenge whoever.
Yeah, whoever wants the shot can have it. Yeah. So out comes Jericho, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn is so over. Like
rightfully so.
Like that night, he was so over listening to his entrance, and like everyone in the ring looks perplexed by how over Sami Zayn is.
Roman's mannerisms throughout this entire thing were very heelish.
Yeah.
He was just like blowing off everyone who came out.
Especially Zayn.
Zayn and AJ.
Yeah.
He was just like, fuck off.
And my favourite part of that was the instant Sami Zayn gets in there, he immediately goes to blowouts with Kevin Owens. Yeah. There's something...
They start pummeling each other.
There's something I love about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's rivalry.
Every time they're getting a ring with each other, they just start punching each other in the head.
I was explaining it to you. Like, they've been friends since, like, for, like, at least 10 years now, I'd say. And they've been enemies, like, feuding against each other.
For, like, 9 of those years. Yeah,
for, like, 9 of those years. And, they've really perfected like making it seem like they legitimately hate each other. So like everyone starts fighting. Jericho and AJ have a little blowout, but like no, the camera is mostly on Roman Reigns' reaction and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
So like Sami Zayn throws Kevin Owens out the ring and has a stare down with Roman Reigns. And then has to decide if he wants to punch Roman Reigns in the face or go back to beating up Kevin Owens.
He makes the choice to jump on Owens.
Yeah, and it was really good. And then that just leads to a 4-way match.
Yeah, that leads to later on Zayn is given a promo backstage and Kevin Owens attacks him.
Yeah.
And Zayn is out of the match.
Yeah. Before we get... what else happened? There was the inaugural women's title.
The official presenting ceremony.
Yeah, which was an abortion of segment.
Yeah, the fans
were not having it.
They did not give a shit.
Charlotte was trying to break kayfabe during it.
She was trying to do like this sincere thanks you guys, and the fans were just like, fuck yourself.
We want Bailey. and Asuka.
Yeah.
We want the good women wrestlers up.
Charlotte's not a bad wrestler.
No, none. Charlotte, Sasha, Becky are all great wrestlers, but I don't think they're anything compared to like Asuka and Bayley.
Asuka is better than all of them.
Asuka is better than most of the male wrestlers.
Bayley's like definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
Like, since her title reign started till now, she's like really
improved.
Yeah.
So they just boo Sasha or not Sasha. They just boo Charlotte, and
Charlotte's like, no, seriously though, seriously though, guys. And
you think she'd be better at cutting a promo, given who her dad is?
Yeah, but like then you look at David Flair, who's like the least charismatic. No, he's alive.
Yeah, I was thinking of
Reed Flair. No, David.
Who's the least charismatic?
Yeah. David Flair is the one that got beat up by the Undertaker in a shower.
Yeah, but he had the coolest moment where he got beat up by the Undertaker.
The highlight of his career.
Like, no matter what you can say about David Flair, he still got a pretty good beat down by the Undertaker.
Yeah.
A pretty believable beat down as well.
Yeah, because the Undertaker's twice the size of him.
Yeah, and it was and it wasn't in the arena; it was in the performance center.
Yeah. But yeah, this ended with everyone just walking out on Charlotte.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be Charlotte versus Natalya at Payback.
Yeah.
Which would be a fine match.
Yeah. 2 submission wrestlers should be pretty good.
Natalya is good.
I'm more into my submission matches than I am in the straight wrestling matches.
Yeah.
And then there's... What else happened? Baron Corbin came out and squashed Dolph Ziggler.
No, it was a double count.
It was, but he still beat... It was because he was beating the shit out of Dolph Ziggler.
That was where like the crowd got a beach ball and just like weren't paying attention to the match at all.
We should say JBL was fucking dog shit this night.
Yeah, to be fair,
but his excuse for why people were booing Roman Reigns was the worst excuse I'd ever heard.
They just do what they want.
Yeah.
I love it.
They boo the people they usually cheer.
Yeah.
Who is he fooling with that?
Not us.
So there's the Dudley's match, a tables match against the Usos.
I fast forwarded. I did not care.
Yeah,
it was the most. I don't give a shit.
Dudley's won, but what I care about
is
Enzo and Big Cass making their appearance.
Yeah,
and Enzo cuts the best promo I've heard in a good few weeks now.
In fucking, I can't remember the last time I've heard a promo that good.
Even though like this is what Rock promo should be like, very insulting but hilarious at the same time.
Yeah,
there's something about when he's doing his first insult is like, you guys are so ugly, sweat rolls down the back of your head to avoid your face, how you doing? There's something about how you doing that gets me the whole time.
He just trills that on at the end. It's just like one word. You guys are so ugly, the tears run down the back of your head to avoid your face, how you doing?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I had such a kick out of this promo. Like, the lazy eye line gets me so much. It was I've got the gift of jab and the gift of gab and the gift of jab, and I'll put that lazy eye back to work. So good.
Use too bad a fall back like your hairline, Bubba.
Or think twice, it'll be more than it'll be 2 more times than you've taught this today. It's so good. Like, I'm excited that they're on the main roster now, because they'll be against the Dudleys now for a bit, but then eventually they'll get up against New Day.
Yeah,
and the promos between the two of them will be pretty great.
I think the New Day are not going to come out of that looking well.
No,
because Enzo
is just amazing.
Yeah,
but we don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because like New Day are pretty good at thinking on their feet.
They're but I think Enzo is like next level promo.
Yeah.
Like, you can put Enzo in the Attitude Era and he could hang with anyone.
Yeah. So that's just leading to like a rivalry between the Dudleys and Enzo and Cass, which should be pretty good. we were saying, like, Enzo and Cass, they aren't great wrestlers on themselves, but together they're amazing.
Yeah, they complement each other really well.
And then that led to the main event. Well, that's the only thing I can think of worth talking about.
Apollo Crews debuted and squashed Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Main event was the three guys from earlier, apart from Sami Zayn, come out.
And then they announced Sami Zayn's too injured to compete. Yep. Who do we get in his replacement?
We get Cesaro.
Yeah. Cesaro has the best entrance. I've heard he's done that like
SmackDown.
Yeah. I really hope that's his entrance from now on.
He comes out in this suit and he just rips it off and he's in his ring gear.
With ease. He just rips the entire thing off and he's in his ring gear. It's amazing.
Yeah. I like he came out from like, I don't know where he came out from.
Yeah, he didn't come out from the usual side.
Yeah, no, he came out from like the other side of the stage and I was like, what's going on here?
It was so good though, and people freaked out.
Yeah,
because we were all hoping for Cesaro's return in like the Battle Royale.
Yeah,
well, I'm happy he got back in like a number one contenders match.
Not sure where he goes. Maybe feuds with like Kevin Owens or Jericho.
I'd say maybe Jericho, because Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should be the one right now.
Yeah. This Fatal 4-Way match was like a better match than anything they had on WrestleMania.
Yeah. It was a great match, and it was so much fun, because I was saying to you, like, there's no way of figuring out who's going to win. Yeah. Jericho's not going to win. That was a given. Jericho wasn't going to win the match.
If you'd have told me, like, if you put those four names in front of me at the start of the show, I'd have been like, it's Jericho. Because he won at Mania. He's a veteran. He can get a good match out of Reigns. And, like, that's me thinking logically.
Yeah.
So, of course, AJ Styles, who lost the previous night to Chris Jericho, is one. Yeah. And is the new number one contender.
So before that, there's some nice little spots like AJ Styles and Cesaro have a face down. People just lose their minds at this idea. The only problem in that match I found was Kevin Owens trying to hit Cesaro and Cesaro forgetting to sell. Because he's going to his spot to sell. But Kevin Owens has attacked him early.
Cesaro's like going to do a swing on someone and Owens hits him.
Owens hits him like 3 times before he gets to swing in.
Yeah.
That's the only problem I had in the match, really. But AJ's the new number one contender. I'm pretty hyped for that.
Cesaro's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he is.
Just like charging around that ring. The cardio on that man. That's like bouncing back and forth between those turnbuckles.
So yeah, AJ's the new number one contender.
And he won with the Styles Clash.
Yep. Thank God.
Finally someone doesn't kick out of that.
I really hope now that Bullet Club could appear for that match.
Yeah, I think
that's the thing, we're trying to figure out. I keep trying to figure out when Bullet Club is like ready to appear.
They flew them in for WrestleMania and did nothing.
Yeah,
they were there Monday. No, they were there Monday and did nothing.
Like, I have the feeling that now the idea could have AJ versus Reigns, and maybe the Bullet Club interferes, doing like continuing the betrayal from when AJ was nixed out of the Bullet Club kind of thing. I could see that happening.
What I see happening is at Payback we have Reigns and AJ in the ring, and the bell rings, and then the Bullet Club's music hits, and Reigns spears AJ and pins him 1, 2, 3 in 20 seconds. Because fuck you. That's why.
So that was Raw. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's better than Mania.
It was better than Mania. Like the Enzo and the Fatal 4-Way were better than like any segment on Mania.
Yeah. So we'll go into the real Mania. NXT Takeover. How long have we gone?
I'm going to call this an episode, and we'll start recording and do it in another episode.
We'll do Takeover in a separate file.
Yeah, this is going to be... So, we're like an hour and 20 in.
Yeah.
So, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, everyone, for listening. stay tuned for our NXT Takeover episode, which will be episode 11, and it should be up maybe a day after this one.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter at Irish Whipcast. Check out our YouTube channel, Irish Whip Podcast, and our Facebook, Irish Whip Podcast.
Yeah.
Catch you in the next one.
7 likes.
Yeah.
We're unstoppable.